What up? It's Matt, Untitled Mustang. So I'm starting this video with the intention of installing something on the dude stang that I meant to install a long time ago, and that is the Blowfish Racing shifter bracket. There's a bunch of parts in here. I'll take this out in a second. So, but the reason why I say I'm starting it with the intention of doing that is because anything involving getting under the car enough to get to the shifter is a huge pain. So it could start out as a install video and end as a vlog. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I got the front of the car up on ramps and the back up on jack stands. I actually, instead of trying to drive the car onto the ramps, I actually lifted it up with the jack and put the ramp under the front wheel one side at a time. And that was actually a much less stressful experience. I'm sure other people have done that. I just didn't think to do it until today. Well, last night. I was just visualizing how I was going to do this. And I just got in on this side and I have enough room. Let me show you. It seems like I have a lot more room than the last time that I was doing something. Of course, now I'm like getting stuck. So, this is the drive shaft. Transmission. My camera is like too close to everything. So, let me put this light down. So the shifter, so this little metal bracket right here is connected to where the shifter goes in through the, like I guess this is the transmission or drive shaft tunnel. And so what I need to do is take out the old shifter bracket. We'll revisit a story about that in a little while. And then I have to put the new, the Blowfish bracket actually attaches to these bolts on the transmission cross member. I need to get some better camera angles here. Okay. So there's these, God, I can't point the camera anymore. There's these three bolts here, 1, 2, 3, and the bracket that will, actually you can kind of see it here, the bracket that will, the new bracket will go around the drive shaft. It also includes a drive shaft safety loop, and then it will attach to the bottom of the shifter, assuming that I can get my hands where I need to go. I do have to say, while I'm down here, looking at the super tiny, like this pipe, I guess it would be like the factory H pipe that comes from the catalytic converter. Looking at it compared to the new over the axle pipes is making me really want like a full exhaust, even though it's not the most cost-effective thing. So, if anybody wants to buy me that, I'd be forever grateful. Anyways, let's get started. I took off the shift knob because this thing is super heavy, and when I loosen the bolts, the shifter is gonna fall down onto the drive shaft. Probably. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting here. Okay, I just got the shifter, the OEM shifter bracket out. This is how that looks. And on the instructions, it does say that it's a 10 millimeter deep well socket, but I don't know if it's because I had these replaced by Ford, but for me it was an 11 millimeter. So let me show you a comparison. So this is the part that will, I believe, go around the end of the shifter. It would kind of be the replacement for this. And then here's some hardware. There's a few pieces, actually. So as long as I have everything that I need, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces and the hardware. So you can see, actually I don't have that picture of how it looks normally, but basically we're going to be going from this thing, which is essentially holding the shifter to the body of the car, and it's kind of a weak point, to see if they have the last picture, to where the new shifter thing will be, or the new setup will be like this. Part wraps around the drive shaft as a safety loop, and then this is holding it up. And I think this is this might actually be for, not actually for my car. I think it's for the newer Mustangs. And then this will be the thing that's keeping the shifter. I think it's like, I don't know, we'll figure it out in a minute. My brain isn't loading correctly, but basically I've been wanting to do this since November, I think it was October or November of last year, when I was driving, we were driving the Mustang on the tail of the Dragon in Tennessee, on the Tennessee-North Carolina border. And I think it was a combination of two things. I think it was that when I put the stock shifter back in, I probably tightened the nuts that go here that keep this to the body of the car. I think I had over tightened those, plus the stressful driving of the tail of the Dragon, which has like 300 gazillion turns, created a situation in which at least one of the, I think both actually, both of the bolts like sheared off, and then I ended up having to take it to a Ford dealer in Lenoir City, Tennessee, and they re-drilled like holes and then put new bolts back in and then fixed. And the car's been fine since, but I've been wanting to do this to see if it helps with the shifting feel, and to kind of avoid the possibility of something similar to that happening in the future. So yeah. So the instructions that I got actually say to put the upper part first, but then the video that they have on CJ Pony Parts says to put after you remove the shifter bracket, to loosen the 3 bolts underneath the drive shaft and then put the bigger part in first. So I'll see if I can figure out the most wrong way to do this. Okay, so I think based on the fact that this design of the bracket is newer than the one that's in the video for CJ Pony Parts, which came out like, I don't know, 6 years ago or something, I'm going to go with the instructions that are here. I'm going to start by placing the upper bracket. Okay, so I have it underneath the shifter. It wasn't too difficult to get it there. So there's isolator bushings that they did not say to put in. Instructions leave out that step, sort of. Classic. This is one of the isolator bushings. I just pulled the upper bracket out, and these actually go in fairly easily. But it does say in the instructions to put wait for it. Small amount of lubricant, anything non-solvent based. So I'm assuming it's so that these can go easily into this. Okay, this probably isn't the best camera angle, but I don't got a lot of space, so. There's only one way that can go. So I'm putting the new bracket with limited visibility. One thing that sucks about doing this stuff is every time you touch the drive shaft with a anything metal, it's like the loudest thing ever. Okay. Trying to figure out the best angle to get this. The small side goes to the right, maybe? Seems like it. Hopefully. Okay. Now, I need to, so I don't know if you can see, but, so you can kind of see, that's how it's lined up. And then now I need to get these two bolts in. Okay, it was a pain in the butt, but I got mostly well, not really that tight, but I got it screwed in by hand. And then on the instructions, it says you need to tighten to 6 pound-feet. I don't think my torque wrench goes that low, so I might need to go get something at the AutoZone or something, but we'll see. Okay, now I started loosening these 3 bolts, which are gonna go there. Well, that's gonna go on there. I can't speak. But it says to loosen them and bring them out about 1/4 inch, but not remove completely. So I'm trying to be careful. Okay, it took a few minutes, but I think I got it at least as far out as it needs to go. Definitely seems to be, well, it seems to be more than 1/4 inch, but I can't tell. Anyways, we'll see what's next. Progress. Okay, I torqued the 3 bolts down to 35 foot-pounds, and now I gotta figure out what's next. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm done, but we'll see. Let me show you what it's looking like. So I torqued these bolts down to 36 foot-pound, whatever. And then I couldn't get a torque wrench in here, but I used my ratcheting wrench on both of these, on both sides. My only major concern is that these bolts are not very long, so I'm hoping that they will stay. I'm wondering if maybe I should put some Loctite on them or something. But I mean, everything feels sturdy. I got the smaller bolts on that actually go around the shifter mechanism tightened down as well. And then I tested the reverse lockout. It seems fine, but I'm obviously I'm gonna have to take it for a drive to see how it feels, and hopefully nothing falls off while I'm driving. But it wasn't too bad. I will say that the bolts that are like this, they were kind of a pain to put in to get the upper and lower portion of the whole assembly put together. But and also, word of advice, count how many pieces are in your parts when you get them, because I thought there was 6, but there's 5, and I walked around my garage and like rolled around the floor looking for the 6th one until I realized that there was only one extra one that I wouldn't use because of that piece over there that goes to Mustangs that are slightly newer. I think it's for 2015 to 2017. So yeah, more time spent rolling around the floor doing nothing. But yeah, so I think I'm going to, well, while I have the car up, I think I'm going to check the exhaust connections on the over the axle pipes, and then I'm gonna bring it down and take it for a drive, see how I like the bracket. Okay, so I got the console and shift knob put back together. Okay, so I got out of the driveway, or out of the garage. Okay, so the reverse seems to be working fine. So now we're gonna drive around the neighborhood a little bit and see how it feels. Okay, so I've been driving for a few minutes. Say hi to lady. And the first thing I noticed was that even when the car is just at idle, there's more vibration coming from the shifter. This does not come as a shock to me. I read that, it kind of makes sense that when you connect the shifter more directly to the transmission versus to the transmission tunnel, you're going to get more what they call NVH, noise, vibration, harshness. But it was kind of interesting to feel, even just like holding with my hand on the shift knob while I was backing out of the driveway. So, but just from like normal driving, it feels a little bit, it could be my imagination, but it feels a little bit more smooth going from first to second and second to third. So I would say, just based on that, first impressions are pretty positive. So yeah, I do probably want to check the you can pair the MGW shifter with the Blowfish racing bracket, which is something I've thought about, just because it's one of the ones that I haven't tried yet. I could also try to do the Steeda that I still have, and see if that feels any better, but I didn't love that one. It didn't seem to stay in the way it was supposed to, so I don't know. I think, assuming that everything stays together okay, I think the combination of the weighted racing shift knob and the Blowfish bracket seems like a pretty good combination for just regular driving. So yeah, I drove it around a little bit more on sort of windy roads, and it does feel like there is some more, maybe a little bit more noise, definitely some vibration, but it seems livable enough. So I'm gonna try to stick with it. Maybe weigh in at some point in the future to say good or bad, or whether I'm happy or sad. So I'm happy to have accomplished that, and I've got one more thing that I ordered for the Dude Stang that's supposed to be coming in the mail tomorrow, and then once I get done with that, I will probably try to turn my attention back to the Fox Mustang project predominantly. I have a few things sitting in the garage that I still need to install. I have stuff that I've been talking about doing for months that I need to do, and so I can't remember if I mentioned it. I did drive it the other day, and I didn't go crazy or anything, but it was nice to take it out for a spin, and I'm looking forward to driving it more and also getting some more progress made on it in the not too distant future. Anyways, thanks for watching my channel. If you're new to my channel and you like my video, please hit subscribe, and keep an eye out for more progress on the Fox Body Mustang project and the Dude Stang. Hope you're staying healthy. Hope you're staying safe. Peace out.